WIXY1260 Super Gold from 1968. That's CCR, and I Put a Spell on You. And that's a dedication from Andy Panda to the WIXY staff. Lisa, tell us what you did last night.
Last night, Ray, I was over at the Oktoberfest, and I met a gentleman by the name of George Cormick. George comes out with this Cleveland History 12-month third annual book every year. And George is going to be at the Tremont Art Festival, and he's also going to be, he's also going to be at the Ghilardi Fest. And he has come up with this wonderful book. It's a weekly planner for 2014. And he has told me that WIXY1260 is mentioned in here on a few occasions.
That's what I like to hear.
So, me too. So he dedicated this book. We got a copy for the station, which I told him I would be happy to turn over to the station as soon as I finished reading it, which might take me a while because look at the print. It's kind of small.
Very.
And I'm
it's
not
tiny.
young. It is, but it's a lot of information, and this gentleman is going to be, again, at the Tremont Art Festival and at Ghilardi Fest, which we would love to be at too. So
we are trying to stream from the Ghilardi Fest. We're working on it. Yeah.
So if you guys get a chance to go see see George.
That's later this month.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to see George, he's at the Oktoberfest over there in Berea, and I'm sure he would love to say hi to you. So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Labor Day weekend.
WIXY1260, 20 minutes in front of 6 o'clock. James Purity and Bobby.
Baby, I found a way.
WIXY1260 with James and Bobby Purify and That Love Come Between Us from 1967. What we're missing today? The sound of this, the Blue Angels are not here this year on Labor Day. Real shame, we miss them. You've got WIXY1260 with Ray King and Lisa Jordan and the Labor Day Weekend Spectacular.
This is Ernie Anderson, and you're rocking with America's best.
WIXY.
Cleveland, turn it on and pull the knob off.
Going out to Carol from 1962 on WIXY1260. The Crystals with He's a Rebel.
See the way he walks down the street.
WIXY Groovy Gold from 1962, The Crystals, and He's a Rebel. It's 5:46 at WIXY1260.
WIXY Radio.
Northern Ohio's music leader, WIXY1260. Hey, I'm coming up on 5 hours, and this is Paul McCartney and Wings coming up.
It was August 28th. Hope fades for 15 missing skydivers in Lake Erie. June 5th, six-day Israeli Arab War begins. June 28th, CTS fare goes up 5 cents. June 23rd, President Johnson meets with Alexei Kosygin in New Jersey. It was the summer of 1967. And WIXY remembered.
Here's the wicked one, Wilson Pickett. Everybody needs somebody to love on WIXY. WIXY1260, where real radio still lives. That's Wilson Pickett from 1967. Everybody needs somebody to love.
WIXY1260 Sunday Radio.
Going out by request from 1983, here's Billy May. Well, listen to me, can't talk. Here's Billy Joel off of An Innocent Man. Here's Tell Her About It on WIXY1260.
Listen, boy, I don't want tell her about it. Labor Day weekend.
Anybody out there a fan of the TV show Lost? You may have heard this song on that show. Here's Mama Cass.
Now to sing this lovely ballad. Here is Mama Cat.
WIXY Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan, Ray King Labor Day Weekend Spectacular on Cleveland's music leader.
WIXY.
Rob McSwagger sitting in with Ray King and Lisa Jordan on a Sunday night. But hey, let's go back to some Sir Elton John with Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, only here on WIXY1260.
We're at 6 o'clock at the Rock of Cleveland, WIXY1260. WIXY 1260, the heart and soul of rock and roll. That's Elton John from 1973.
Do it.
That's one week from today. Chuck Matthews, his first show on WIXY 1260. Here's Brian Hyland from 1966. The Joker Went Wild as the Ray King, Lisa Jordan, and Rob Swagger show go on and on and on. On WIXY 1260, the rebirth of the Cleveland legend. WIXY 1260, bringing back the good times. That's Brian Hyland from 1966, and then Joker Went Wild.
WIXY Weekend Radio.
Going back out to the request line. This one's going out to Heather down in the Sunshine State. Heather's a good friend of mine, and I know why she picked this song. So, going back, thinking of a rainy day out in the woods. Here's Heart, Magic Man.
I was not so strong, you know.
WIXY 1260 was Super Gold from 1976. By request, that's Heart with Magic Man.
WIXY 1260 Sunday Radio.
For any of you Clevelanders out there listening today, if you're old enough to remember Goulardi, you might remember this song from the Rivingtons from 1963.
That's going out by request to Dublin, Ohio, to Dave. Hey, good talking to you, buddy. Thanks for calling in. That was Papa Ooh Mau Mau by the Rivingtons here on WIXY 1260. Hey, one of my favorites. You know this guy from the Eagles. This is Glenn Fry and One You Love. Hey, if you have a request, give us a call, 216-744-9499, 216-744-WIXY. Bringing back the good times, WIXY 1260, that's Glenn Fry and the one that you love.
WIXY Cleveland.
Lisa Jordan rocks on.
WIXY Radio with the triple play.
You know these guys. These are the Rolling Stones and Brown Sugar here on WIXY 1260. The heart and soul of rock and roll, that's the Rolling Stones and Brown Sugar. Coming up right now, this is Queen from 1978, and we will rock you here on WIXY 1260. You are in the middle of a WIXY triple play right now. This is Hold the Line and Toto. We would love to hear from you right now, 216-744-WIXY, 216-744-WIXY. Please give us a call or get in that chat room. Let's talk it up tonight.
Holding the line with Toto. You're listening to WIXY 1260, pumping out 60 minutes of commercial-free music every hour.
And the hits just keep on coming.
WIXY Cleveland.
Going back to the 80s, here's Fleetwood Mac with Tusk. Any requests, send them on out to us here at 216-744-9499. That's 216-744-WIXY.
WIXY 1260, bringing back the good times. By request, that's Fleetwood Mac with Tusk.
It was November 4th. It was the fall of 1966. And Ray King remembers.
I sure do. Here's Brenda Lee. I'm actually friends with her on Facebook, believe it or not. Going back to the fall of 1966, coming on strong on WIXY 1260, where real radio still lives. WIXY 1260, the heart and soul of rock and roll. That's Brenda Lee from 1966 and coming on strong.
This is the hot one, WIXY 1260, going out to the request line for Owly. From 1980 Scream Dream, here's the Nuge, Ted Nugent with Wango Tango, right here on WIXY 1260.
WIXY 1260 by request as Ted Nugent. It's 6:44 daylight time on the rebirth of the Cleveland legend, WIXY 1260.
On WIXY 1260, 1964 was a very good year.
It was a very good year for this group. These are The Searchers, one of my favorite songs by them, Sugar and Spice.
Sugar and spice and all things nice.
WIXY Groovy Gold from the summer of 1964, The Searchers and Sugar and Spice.
1260 Super Radio.
Hey, this one's going out by request from Andy Panda to the WIXY staff. This is Santana, and we must have some evil ways here, I guess.
You got to change your evil ways.
WIXY 1260, the heart and soul of rock and roll. That's Santana from 1970 and Evil Way.
Labor Day weekend.
WIXY. Constant music.
By request.
Nothing you can take can tear me away from my God. There's not a man to
From the summer of 1964, Mary Wells, her first big hit, called My Guy.
WIXY.
And this week on Thursday, when Mike signs off at 4, Ray King will be signing on. I'll be doing a solo show between 4 and 9 o'clock. By request, Marvin Gaye, Pride and Joy from 1963 on WIXY. Marvin Gaye on WIXY 1260 from 1963. By request, that's Pride and Joy.
1260 WIXY Radio.
From 1982, this is Jackson Brown and Somebody's Baby. Hey, we got the phones ringing. Give us a call, 216-744-9499 on the heart and soul of rock and roll, WIXY.
Well, just to look at that girl with the
WIXY. Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan, Ray King Labor Day Weekend Spectacular on Cleveland's Music Leader.
WIXY.
It is 1 minute in front of 7 o'clock on WIXY 1260. You are now in hour number 7 of the Ray King and Lisa Jordan Labor Day Weekend Spectacular Show. Here's Elton John.
remember when rock was young.
WIXY 1260, bringing back the good times. That's Elton John from 1972. Opening up the 7th hour of the Ray King, Lisa Jordan Show with a Crocodile Rock. And 1 week from today, it's this guy.
Well, hello, everybody. Mother Chucker here. Chuck Matthews. You may or may not recall me when I did a couple of years at WMJI Magic 105.7. Also did some time at WTRG in Raleigh, WLCL in Atlanta, and a few other places. I am coming to WIXY 1260. I'm a homer, Lakewood born and bred, and we're going to be rocking out the house, man, with all kinds of super gold hits for you. Let's kick this pig and get it started. September 8th, 2 until 6 p.m. Me and Ray King right here on WIXY 1260.
Who else? WIXY more music could do it.
By request from 1960, the Shirelles.
WIXY. Constant music.
Tonight you're my used to love me.
This is Ernie Anderson, and you're rocking with America's best.
WIXY.
Cleveland, turn it on and pull the knob off.
You were young and your heart was an open book.
By request from 1973, Paul McCartney on Wings from the James Bond movie Live and Let Die.
WIXY Super Gold.
The Monkees from 1966.
Take the